recently found an article by Robert Gunderman, PE, and John Hammond, PE. It's called The Limited Monopoly: Secrecy Orders Protecting National Security. One of the concern I mentioned this because it's dated for June of 2011. And one of the concerns I've had for a significant amount of time is that I have been used as a human test subject for a variety of processes and products. And in the course of so doing, other people have taken it upon themselves to get patents or copyrights to things I've done and things that have happened with me in my life, and attempted at some point to have me labeled as lacking a certain kind of mental competency when I was designated with a mental illness, and then put into alleged medical treatment so that they could acquire my intangible property in order to use it for their product development. And because it was something that began when I was a child growing up in the military, and a lot of what it has included has been military level technologies, I believe that there was some sort of legitimization, that it served some national security purpose. And so it was allowed to be made either anonymous for redistribution to others who were accorded some other kind of level of security or command structure that I was denied, or it was allowed to be made classified so that they could continue to subject me to the kinds of scenarios that they had subjected me to, and justify it as being about national security, as either a product or even a technique or tactic that was developed after subjecting me to different stressors. And so I just want to say right now, today, 6:33 a.m., June 27th, 2020, there is absolutely no justification for trying to say that there was any reason to keep me in secret, to dispossess me of any other possibilities I could have had with my life, and to put me in a situation that where for more than 3 years I've literally not been able to have a cogent conversation with anybody. I have been put into situations where I am required to perform a form of accounting, a mandated reporter role, so to speak, that ends up getting assigned to somewhere or something that is allowed to recirculate it as revenue or as risk credit for somebody else while I am completely alienated. So let me just say, concepts of detrimental to national security should never be allowed to justify torture, electronic sexual assault, political retaliation, assassination, trafficking in order to finance other people's electoral campaigns, or to deny due process so someone's efforts can be stolen by others and patented. National security is not served when fraud is engaged to illegally dispossess someone of their rights or impugn their character in efforts to demonstrate mental competence to make contractual relationships, including negotiating terms. National security is not served when people of cognizability are denied the means to engage safely and responsibly with technology, while instead illicit derivatives are created using medical billings and or what could be used to exonerate them from criminal liability in the event of an attempted prosecution for crimes. Inspection of a copyrightable or patentable idea is not the same as illegal surveillance. Defaming a person so as to steal their work products is not about national security. Subjecting them to psyops to test their behavioral responses, to develop rationales for finance portfolios, or to refine product lines already developed using stolen intangible property is not about national security. Refusing to permit someone to submit reports to or follow up on efforts to prevent national security related incidents is not about national security. If someone is prevented from contacting a defense agency because someone else is illegally using that person in patentable product development, that is not about national security. Kidnapping someone and stealing their property in order to hook up a defense department or defense agency contract kickback scheme is not about national security. Keeping someone from public communications because they are a human test subject against their will is not eligible for a secret patent. It is a crime. National security value is not accrued when people are dispossessed of the means to support themselves and lessen the likelihood of enticement or extortion into cooperating with crime and terrorism. You cannot say that because of COVID 19 and the relief, the government funding has now allowed for people's small business efforts and other efforts to be subjected to patent secrecy for others, including those involved with healthcare.